vinyl job is done. At least I re-vinyled this. Center console here, and well, it seemed like a good idea, and I'm pretty happy with the glue and the way the vinyl actually adhered. I thought doing a contrasting color to go over where everything had been so cracked and broken, I thought it was going to be a good idea. It would look good with a different color. Plus, that's all I had anyway. I didn't have any white, but I'm not at all happy with the way this looks. While the vinyl adhered very well, and I think it bonded to the old stuff fine, it's not going to peel and come off or anything. I look at this and it looks like I did a glorified job with duct tape, and I think it looks terrible. So I'm certainly not going to pull it back off, but I don't want to leave it like that. So I've gone to the auto parts store. We're going to go ahead and try this stuff out on the vinyl, and we're going to paint this thing, and hopefully it'll come out good. So we'll see. Should have noticed that from underneath these real new ones. The alignment was awful in what they did originally. It's way over the hole. The main hole is like way over here, and this is way up against it. I need my tip. Alright, new shift cables have arrived. I laid one of them out already in the middle of painting my control console. I don't think there's anything I'm going to do to make this really look all that great, but it certainly looks better when it's all white instead of the white and gray. Getting ready to paint my seat pedestal. A little bit of rusty metal primer. That was pretty oxidized aluminum from being near salt water, so I've wire brushed that whole base, and I'm going to paint that with aluminum paint. A little bit more coating to go on this, and I'll be done with it. My new cables are here. They are the 24s as I wanted, and they are the right kind, so that's all good stuff. I'll get this one out of the box, lay it out. I'm going to run it and fish it back through, and we'll get the new cables on the motor probably tonight while I'm waiting for the paint to dry. Get that laid in. You can see what I'm prospectively going to do with my battery boxes. Looks like they're going to fit just exactly in the space with twin batteries set up. This had a single battery before, from what I can tell. But we're going to mount these to the base. We'll run the wiring down through. We'll run a battery box switch. I don't know where. Somewhere in here. I'll figure out where I'm going to put the switch. I have it. I'll end up mounting this disconnect switch, which I took off my old boat. We'll run it in so we can do one battery, two battery. No, the old Perco switch. There's this was almost brand new. I'm sure it wasn't new, but because it was undercover, it never got it never got faded or anything. So I'll figure out where I'm going to mount that where it makes sense, and we'll get the batteries hooked up. Gonna get this cable run. Once that's done with the cables and the battery hookup, get the center console back in. I'll be ready to start. I'll get the batteries in. I'll be able to actually start wiring things up, figuring out if the radio works, figuring out if lights work. I think I mentioned in my prior video, I'm guessing the lights that came with this were probably okay, but I think I'm going to try and get some nicer, newer ones, probably LED, have a little bit less draw. Get all this back together. Coming together pretty well. Got the seats to clean up yet. Do a little bit of repair on some of the plastic bases. I got some ideas so that they're good and solid again. Good cleaning, definitely in order. Try and see again with the power hooked up. I'll find out if the stereo works and the speakers. That would be really cool if they work. Get our live well back in the boat. get our covers back on. So a little bit at a time, we're making progress. Can't wait to get this thing totally done. I got too many projects backing up. I had to go shift some things around, try and figure out which cable was which here. This one was binding a little bit and I pulled on it, and I was running around there marking. Now that I know which one's the shift cable, so when I'm hooking it up top, I know which cable now. I went and put a piece of tape on it, so I'll know which one to put on the shift linkage, which one to put on the throttle linkage. That'll be helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and put the nut on this, put the slot back on, put the cover back on. The cables will be installed at least back at the motor. When we get things pulled into the console, we'll take this excess up, and then we'll be in good shape.